And now, ladies and gentlemen, he sits as the UFC lightweight champion, Justin Gaethje.
Yeah, Justin! Hell yeah.
Champ?
That's it.
That's real gold.
That's real gold there. That's really, see, that's fake gold. That's real gold right there. Okay, Justin, thank you for joining us.
Absolutely.
I don't know how long you're waiting back there, but please know that anybody with the cauliflower ears that you have will never be waiting in my world ever again, because I know that means it's fucking on and it's over for me. Okay,
I only do it for money, though, so if one of these is real, then we're going.
I respect that. I appreciate that. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
No problem. Huge fight. So we have a guy, Bailey McComas, who's a massive UFC fan. He's in the back there.
All right.
And he said the interim championship thing with you, interesting, because maybe first time around didn't love it. This time feel like a certain level of honor, maybe a little bit more appreciation for what it is. Like, how do you think you view this particular run?
Yeah, I would say so. I think with age comes wisdom, and, you know, I had Khabib. It was during COVID. It was just such a messed up. I got the first time I won the interim championship. It was in a 20,000 seat arena with 0 people in there.
Yeah.
And so it was just different. Everything was different about it. But yeah, I do appreciate and respect, and I'm very proud of the accomplishment. You know, especially on paper, I'm a champion now in the UFC, which means I get paid as a champion.
Hello.
And so I mean, with this comes that, and so that's what I fight for.
We hope you and Dana figured it out with the new Paramount deal. He came on our show after you said what you said, and he said something about not being able to contact you. I hope you guys got that resolved and figured out, because you're great for the sport.
Yeah.
You're also fighting somebody else that we love in Paddy. Obviously, he's become entertaining. You talked a little bit about him saying my face is going to look the exact same afterwards.
Yeah.
We assume in fight promo, like, everything is just kind of what it is. Felt like you actually felt disrespected by that. Is that true? And
yeah, I mean, ultimately, it's true. Like, so after these fights, I have to go back to my family, my mother, my father, my brothers, my sisters, my nieces, my nephews. And if my face is different, they are very concerned. And that is what we risk every single time we step in there. You know, it's not death, but it could be chronic injury, but it's definitely, you know, serious injury. And for him to imply that he was going to hurt me, of course I have to take that personal, you know, because we are trying to hurt each other. And honestly, you know, in that fight week, I get a lot more petty, a lot more irritable, a lot shorter of a fuse. And so I take everything personal. And, you know, as a competitor, you kind of have to use all of that fuel to fire you, to get in there. I honestly made the choice not to talk crap to my opponents anymore, because I don't want to fire them up. You know, I want them to go in there with their own inspiration. I'm not trying to inspire them anymore, but that's something I learned through time.
Okay, yeah, you got to have a certain mental capacity to walk in there, gladiator type feel. And I think out of the last fight, I heard you say something about, like, I wish I didn't have to feel the way I feel right now to feel what I just felt, or something like that. I don't remember that.
I think I was saying I wish all of you could feel what I feel.
Yes,
there.
and
like,
what is that? Can you explain that? Because there's only a few of you in the history of the world that can feel it.
It's so hard to put into words, because it's like the most intense, the most pressure, the desire to succeed is like so high, but ultimately you can only control like such few things, and it's your effort, your preparation. Most things have already been decided, you know, by the time you're stepping in there. The fear comes from the lack of preparation. You can't lie to yourself, you know, so if you're taking shortcuts through a camp 10 weeks before the fight, every single 6 days a week, it is no mistakes, all discipline, and knowing that you're going to step into an arena and can be exposed in front of millions of people.
Yeah, millions of people can see it.
A lot of pressure.
Yeah, you don't just like play fighting either.
No.
But you feel so alive. I mean,
that gate closes, you feel alive coming out. When do you feel the most? When is the?
I would say in the locker room. Once the fight starts, it's over. You feel nothing. You hear nothing. There's no retention of information. I don't even remember ever being in a fight, you know, because I go to such an intuitive mode, and if you're present,
that's called a zone, by the way. That's what people are talking about whenever say people go into a zone. It's like, well, you prepared so much, you kind of just go into a zone.
Yeah, I absolutely love what I do. I love the feeling of doing what I do. It's ruined every other part of life. There's no matching that high or matching that low, and so to find it in regular life, it's impossible.
I can imagine. I think that's actually a real thing that, you know, wrestlers, fighters, I think athletes have to deal with. That's a real thing, chasing the dragon. You know, you're 37 now or something like that. AJ has a question for you, boss.
Yeah, can you remember your first walk in your first real fight? Not done to be professional, but whatever that was.
My first
locked you in.
My first amateur fight, yeah, it was so terrifying. I had no idea what I was doing. I had never been in a street fight. And I was a huge fan of the sport. I was like, this looks like so much fun.
How old were you?
I was 18.
Okay.
It was August 2008.
So you've never been in a street fight before?
No. I grew up from a small town. I was the best wrestler in town, quarterback, strong safety of the team. So nobody ever wanted to fight me. I didn't pick on people. I have a twin brother. We fought a lot. I have a twin brother. We fought a lot. But outside
You won,
that,
obviously. Yeah, we know.
Yeah, I mean, most of the time I won. But yeah, I was never in a street fight. I never got punched, never threw a punch. And then after my 5th amateur fight, I almost got knocked out, and I was like, I got to figure out what I'm doing here. And so I found a coach.
What is the most important part for you? Obviously, toughness, got to be able to do that. Got to be able to throw bombs. Wrestling, obviously, a massive piece. Because we're, I don't know.
Yeah, Dagestan.
Dagestan, kind of a takeover of UFC there for a bit, and it became like very much ground. Hey, we're going to kind of take you into a deep end. How do you feel about like the evolution of where the sport is?
Yeah, I mean, it's so crazy. I mean, everybody brings such a different style to the sport, you know, and I'm capable to fight different styles of fights. Like I just fought Paddy in a very forward, you know, aggressive kind of throw technique a little bit out the window and really judge distance and control distance more than I did Rafael Fiziev or Michael Chandler, where I kind of fought a more methodical fight, you know. And so every single one of these opponents brings something different, and you have to fight different styles.
What do you think of Paddy? Because I think a lot of people, outsiders, are hoping he become big star. Because obviously, he was dancing in the ring before fight. That was crazy.
No, I was in the back. I was like, keep wasting energy.
Yeah, it was a lot.
No, the biggest factor is cardio. You know, it's all cardio. It's a battle of. Most of these are a battle of. They're all a battle of attrition. Someone usually gives up. It's you can't see it.
You can feel it though whenever somebody's done.
Yeah, you can feel it 100%.
You can.
You can.
How
feel
good of
it.
a feeling is that?
Well, what you feel first is so right away in the first minute you understand if you can take their shots or not take their shots, and then from that you need to make adjustments. You know, either like with Paddy, I was like, I can take these shots all night. I'm going to put myself into the range of, punching range, and I'm going to just throw with him, keep him on his back foot. And he definitely can't create enough force to hurt me if he's not moving forward. And so, he's very crafty, very tricky, very funky. He throws a lot of volume, and he's going to give people issues if you underestimate him at all, because he's so crafty in his strikes. It looks funky, it looks weird and goofy, but it's very, very crafty. And so his uppercuts were very, very nice. He controls range well. He just makes mistakes, and at this, in this sport, I said it before the fight, you cannot make mistakes. I knew he was going to come out so aggressive. He wants to win so bad, and that's nothing that will ever help you be successful in this sport. You just have to be content with the situation. For me, it's be content with the worst possible outcome and then go out there and perform.
Let the fight come to you is what you're saying.
Yeah, let the fight. I mean, you have to create the fight. Again, you're controlling distance, controlling range, creating angles. There's so much that's going on that nobody that doesn't do it knows.
Yeah, it's super
happening.
That's just like football, I think. That's why we're so intrigued whenever we have you on, because we are trying to see the cerebral side. Like, what are you? Because I think Street Jesus
Masvidal.
He said something about when I'm looking at somebody, I'm seeing just points on where I could potentially get him at any given moment. Are you calculating? And I guess you black out in there, so you don't know. But you're training your body to calculate, right? That's why the slip and duck the fine.
You really just try to control their feet. So you can think of yourself as like a DJ or a composer. You get to have control of the beat, but you get to change the song at any given moment. You're constantly trying to catch them in between beats, because anytime you could brace for something and see it, you could take it. It's the moments where you catch them in half beats where you can knock them out. And so you're constantly trying to surprise them. You're trying to set them up, trying to surprise them, trying to think them that you're going this way, and you're really, going here the whole time.
Art of war, brother, yeah.
Yeah, there's so much going on in there. It's crazy.
You're damn good at it. Connor has a question for you.
Yeah, Justin, what about fighting for the BMF title? It feels like you mentioned right away, now you're getting paid like a champion. That's what you were, hoping for. With the BMF title, especially at the end when you're talking about technique, I think it was you and Holloway just said, no technique. We're just going to throw the biggest bombs possible.
Yeah, I fought a bad fight, and I was in a position where I was going to lose. And once he granted me that opportunity to go out like I needed to go out, or to knock him out to win, the competitor I am, I'm never going to turn that opportunity down. That's the only reason I showed up, is for the chance to win. I was in a bad position. I put myself there, and I understood that I was losing and I was going to lose. And so with that opportunity, I had no choice. I would do it 100 times over.
And
I'm glad I lost like that. It's a much better, story for my legacy to lose like that.
You're bangers.
Than to let one more second go and I just lose a decision. Me getting knocked out and then, coming back, having 2 wins in a row, it makes those 2 wins that much more inspiring. And it makes what I'm going to do at the end of my career that much more inspiring. And that's ultimately why I'm here.
Yeah, but whenever they said, like, hey, Justin Gaethje would like to come on the show, we have Justin Gaethje, do you want him on the show? Everybody's immediate thought is that guy only is electrifying.
I love that guy.
That is literally how we all view you. So that we are very thankful that
I've been a huge fan of this sport, and nobody is as consistent or as exciting as me.
What's next?
Ilia Topuria on the White House. Has to be. No other option.
Hell yeah.
Let's go.
Walking out of the Oval Office into the cage, wearing the flag. Like, I can't think of any. I've been speaking it into existence since I fought Vazeev last year. I was like, I'm going to fight. I thought it would be Topuria in January, and then I would fight and defend my belt on the White House card in June. And, things change up. Can't control everything. Ilia takes a step back because of personal issues. I still get to fight for an interim championship, which makes me a champion on paper, which gives me Ilia Topuria on the White House in June.
Hey, why not? Makes sense to us.